So you've regional development agency or national or local development agency. Can you explain what makes you successful in terms of results? So how many companies do you attract? How many jobs do you bring in? How do you select your focus areas? So can you give me a little bit of information on the results? Do the results make you successful, or is it your presentation which makes you successful? So this kind of questions.
I guess this is a question we had. Maybe according to your measurements, why are you successful?
Shall I start?
Yeah.
Well, it will be no surprise to you to learn that our measurement technique has changed over the last 2 years. We used to measure numbers rather assiduously, and they went up and up and up, which is very easy when you start a new agency, because of course you start at 0. 1 is quite a good exponential success factor. But of course then we had 2008, which was not a very good year. Our results, funny enough, Laurent mentioned this morning, and I almost put my hand up and made an aside about it, but I'll say it now instead. He signalled us as having been particularly good on electricity projects in 2008. As a matter of fact, we weren't at all. It just so happened that Endesa was bought by NN. So a national champion was purchased by an Italian company, and that threw the FDI figures out for that entire sector for the whole of Western Europe. The same thing happened when Imperial Tobacco bought Altadis, which was the old tabacalera in Spain. So I think my personal view of measuring anything by numbers is go with great care, know exactly the methodology that's being applied and whether mergers and acquisitions are in there. It's much more interesting to look at stock than numbers of projects, in my view. It's only my view, but I think what you've accumulated over the years is interesting, and then how much you're losing, if indeed you're losing anything, or whether you're maintaining it stable by acquisitions. That's really where the value of the acquisitions comes in, because if this is a company that might go to the wall if a foreign company didn't buy it, then you can say that actually you're succeeding in foreign investment levels not dropping, for example.
I have a very clear target. It's a certain number of companies that we should attract within the running year or within the next year. To give you an idea, it's somewhere in the range between 70 and 90, which of course is quite a challenge. It's a sporty target.
Every year?
Every year? Every year.
70?
Yeah. We had years with 3-digit figures. We had years with something between 50 and 60, but we are back to these figures I mentioned. That comes from the different industries, that comes from the different regions, and that goes from one-person company just as a sales rep up to, let's say, a big expansion project where Panasonic is employing another 200 people to open a new logistics center. So it's a real big range. We are, like I said, not only counting the numbers. The number is one figure. The other important thing is how much investment, how much new jobs. And how much jobs are secured also. Also, if you prevent, like you mentioned, somebody from closing down, this is also, let's say, when you perform that, you did a good job. So this is also going into our statistics.